Welcome back to my channel. Meghan Markle lies about the kids, and the palace is fuming over this new story. What that story is what we will be discussing in this video. But before I do that, if you're not subscribed to my channel, consider subscribing. Now, as we have heard, maybe some of you, a lot of you have heard Meghan Markle talking about her being mom, right? And she basically said that this is the best thing that happened to her in her life. Okay, no problem. She can say that, even though her action does not prove that she is really excited, she is really passionate, or she is very, very sincere being a mom. Because we have seen her taking flights to Invictus events to promote herself, leaving behind her kids, surrogate invisible children. So Meghan Markle always lies, and we know that, especially when it comes to the kids. For some strange reason, she doesn't want us to see the face of the kids. And when she went to the Invictus to promote herself, she decided to lie about the kids. So what she said after she said that she loves being mom, this is the best thing that happened to her life, then she says that I missed them so much. And during that time when she was at the Invictus back in the year 2023, she said in UK, she said that this is the longest time I have been away from my children. This is the longest time I have been away from my children, means she was missing them so much. And she said, quote unquote, I do not know how to cope with this. She was almost like traumatic. She was desperate. She was anxious. She was concerned about the children while she was in UK for the Invictus. But then we know that during that trip, the Queen passed away and she had to stay there longer. And she basically, in a recent interview, suggested that it was very hard for her to stay for the Queen's state funeral, and she was missing the children even more. In other words, she was really saying that I have made a big sacrifice by staying in UK away from my children just for the Queen, just for the monarchy, just for the palace, right? Look how nice, how generous I am, that I'm willing to sacrifice my children for the sake of the monarchy, in this case for the Queen, because at that time she passed away. This is the level of lowness that Meghan has stooped. But the story doesn't end there. What happened is, after she said that in a recent interview that I was away from my children for the longest period of time when I was visiting UK and had to attend the Queen's funeral, the story doesn't end there. The story continues on. Meghan keeps on lying more about the children, more about her being a mom. Then the palace took notice of that. I'm not kidding you guys. The palace took notice of that, and they are, as I said, fuming, especially the king and Prince William. They're absolutely fuming over this. Why? Well, it is because, according to a famous YouTuber, I'm not going to be saying his name, he said, I have sources confirming that while Meghan was staying away from the children in UK and attended the Queen's funeral, the king, that time Prince Charles, offered Meghan Markle a private flight for her children back to UK, including the nannies, including Doria Ragland. King Charles told Meghan Markle directly that I want you to bring your children, and I'm willing to pay for it. I'm willing to arrange a flight, even though my mom passed away, even though I'm super busy right now, but because I care for you, I want you to bring your children to stay with you in UK because I understand you cannot just leave at this moment. Do you know what Meghan said to the king? She said to King Charles, thanks but no thanks. So why all the drama? Why lying about the children? Why lying about the monarchy that they never took care of her? This is why the monarchy is fuming. Monarchy offered Meghan Markle all of the things she needed, not just for for bringing the kids back to UK, but also every kind of accommodation, security, you name it, food and everything was paid for. And then all of a sudden Meghan goes on at this interview and she lies about the whole situation. Can you believe this? How ungrateful this narcissist is? Yeah, this is the level of narcissism she has demonstrated.
Prince Harry is said to be in total panic after Tom Bower, the fearless investigative author who has ripped open some of the royals' darkest chapters, dropped his most explosive claim yet. According to Bower, the carefully guarded mystery surrounding the Sussex children, Archie and Lilibet, may not be what the world has been told. Whispers of surrogacy, secrecy, and even questions over biological parentage are now flooding the media. And for Harry, whose fragile reputation was already cracking, this is nothing short of catastrophic. The man once hailed as Diana's brave son now finds himself mocked as either a fool who was kept in the dark or
this is what I have. When Meghan Markle refused to bring the children to UK to stay with her because she couldn't go back to US right away because of the funeral and all that, the reason she refused the king, it is not because she was upset with the king for his behavior. That is not what happened. 100%. That's not what happened. Now we can say this because Meghan gave us the choice and the opportunity, really. What we can say, the reason Meghan did not bring the children or did not want to bring the children to UK to stay with her is because she was fearful that this whole scam will get exposed. And I'm talking about surrogate invisible children. As I said, I don't know if they have these children in real life, whether they are biological children of Meghan and Harry. I don't know. I'm not saying anything. I'm not confirming anything. But what I'm saying, we need DNA test. Meanwhile, when we see Meghan Markle's behavior like this, we have to raise this question, this suspicion, whether the children were ever real. Because if they're real and you're a real mom, then the logical and the only sensible thing you will do is you want them to be with you. And you forget about your frictions that you have with your in-laws. You forget about the whole world because you're a mom. You want to hug your children as fast as possible, as soon as possible. Especially when it is being offered to you by the king himself. At that time, you should have taken that offer. You don't play politics with that. Moms, real moms, they don't play politics. They don't play games with that. But Meghan did. So again, raising this suspicions, this doubt whether she is a real mom or not. But the palace, after finding out all of these lies, they are fuming. There is no doubt about that in my mind. Some comments here. Lisa, Eva, Charmaine, Lizzie. Thank you guys for your comments. Diane, have a wonderful day.